Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with some Bronze League Badassery out of the Shattered Temple. Up here in the top position we have UPfanatc spawning in as the red Zerg, and over here at the right hand position we have his opponent, Magistrate, spawning in as the blue Terran. As this game warms up and everybody throws out all their manners and their good games at the start of the game, I would just like to make a real quick announcement about something that I'm going to start doing. And that is I'm going to most likely begin, I am going to begin doing highlights from games. And these highlights are going to be mainly focused on what people want me to highlight. Like if they have a specific battle that they want to watch me do, a slower commentary on. And these are videos that I would like to do, as the person wants them. So if they want like a highlight on the early game or what they could have done better in the early game or the mid game or the late game, or like a specific battle that they want me to go over at a slower speed, or anything like that, I would just like to start putting those out, and I'll probably put them out the day after I do the game. So I'll probably do the game, and I'll render that video, get that up on YouTube, and the day after that, so if it's a Monday, I'll put it out on Tuesday. If it's a Wednesday, I'll put it out on Thursday. If it is a Saturday game, I'll put it out on Sunday, obviously. And that's just something I would like to start doing. However, anyway, getting into the meat of this game, I think that they both know where they are right now. However, this Overlord could have run over here, just like barely tapped and seen the CC and then flown back, and he wouldn't have gotten spotted, which is something that actually a lot of pros do whenever they play any sort of map that has like this kind of spawn location. Metalopolis is another map that you can do it on, where you can just fly over, just barely see your opponent's base, and then it just instantly turn around with your Overlord, and you will know his position without giving yours away, and that's always a nice thing to do. It doesn't really give you the most comprehensive or complete scout, but it's it's just something nice. Yeah, as this game continues on, we have a fairly early gas. I think this gas was taken on 13, I believe so. So that's going to allow him to have like a 19 factory or so, which, pretty nice factory timing. We have a fairly early hatch. I do believe this might have been a 16 hatch. Maybe. I think. Yeah, 16 hatch sounds right. Especially because he's only at 18 supply now. I guess it might have been like a 14 hatch too. Well, we have an early hatchery. Either way. Yeah, just Marines, straight Marines coming out from Magistrate, not putting any attachments onto this barracks yet. Actually getting his second barracks now. I'm surprised he hasn't spent the money to go into a factory tech yet, because he has gas. He got a really early gas, and he's just not spending it, which is not the prime position to be in. If you go for a reactor, a refinery, if you go for a refinery that fast, you want to spend it on something. And a tech lab is not the way to spend gas. You want that, really nice factory tech, or even a reactor is an okay way to spend your gas, because it lets you get out those really heavy marine numbers quite fast, even just off of one barracks. But anyway, we have all the SCVs mining, the mules just finishing up and coming down. Not getting supply blocks either player. Well, Zerg is, but what can you expect? Actually, a lot of Zerglings coming out of the Zerg. That's kind of a surprise. Usually, a lot of Zergs prefer to go for a very heavy droning strategy and not really get all these units so fast, especially if they don't see any threats. I mean, I guess that this is in like the lower level of play, so a lot of cheesing is normally is a very average thing to do. But even then, I mean, this is past the time where bunker rushes have happened, and you're encroaching more into the time where like an eco baneling bust might occur. However, he has a gas. But he doesn't have a baneling nest, so I doubt it's going to be an eco baneling bust. And he's just getting a lot of Zerglings, and it's not quite sensical in my personal opinion. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't agree with it. And these queens are kind of building up energy. He's not falling that far off with his injects though, or at least not yet. Actually, this one is almost up to 2 injects, so maybe a little bit slipping on his inject timing. But yeah, these Marines plus this bunker is basically not going to be broken by Zerglings. I mean, maybe this many Zerglings might be able to clean it up, but it would definitely cost them a lot. We also have a tech lab coming out from the factory with the siege tech on the way, so I think that these Zerglings are going to get cleaned up quite easily. I don't think that they were worth making, because they haven't done anything, mainly, and that's kind of a major issue whenever you're playing at any level of play. We finally have a second gas coming out for the Zerg. That's kind of a surprise. Usually you see Zergs try to get the second gas at least a little bit faster, and actually, there's the Baneling Nest. I'm surprised he's going for this Baneling Nest, because he hasn't seen any sort of aggression come out from the Terran player, and I guess he might just be setting up for the late game. However, at the same time, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to get this Baneling bust, especially at this timing where, you know, his layer is on the way, and he's preparing to go. I mean, he could be going for something fishy, I guess, but this is a lot of Zerglings, and I don't know why. And he's still massing out these Zerglings, and it's just, you know, it's not useful. If we look at the Harvester tab, he's actually tied for Harvesters with a Terran, and that's just straight drones to SCVs, and that's not exactly where you want to be with as Zerg, because, you know, the Terran mules are just so effective at mining, and they're just so much better at mining than any of your units, really. So that's the real danger for him right now, because the mules will absolutely, you know, mules are worth, what, 6 drones? So he is actually quite, oh wow, he's actually 4 behind in drones right now. So he's just massing Zerglings, and I don't agree with the strategy. I don't think it's going to work that well. I don't know. I don't know the point behind this. I mean, his opponent is just going for some pretty standard stuff. He's going for +1 attack, which, I don't know. I can swing either way with the attack or the defense for Terran units. I still prefer to see people go for defense against Zerglings, because honestly, you're going to have, what the hell? What is this? Why? I don't even... What is why? And the worst part is, he's over 1,000 minerals right now. He only has 32 drones. He's nowhere near saturated with both of his bases, and he has over 1,000 minerals, and he's going for speed and drop. Alright, this is hurting my brain, so I'm gonna go over to the Terran for a little while. You know, he's going for the +1 armor upgrades, which, again, is what I prefer. Unless, of course, you're facing these, Banelings. I guess attack is a bit better against Banelings than defense, just because Banelings hit for a lot, and they hit in an area, and it's more effective to kill them before they hit you than take less damage when they do hit you. And yeah, these destructible rocks are going down, and I like how he didn't even leave enough Zerglings to, like, surround a destructible rocks. His entire army is Banelings, which is not the most effective army. However, Overlord speed is done, and Ventral Sax is almost finished. So I'm thinking we're gonna see some pretty scary Baneling drops. If only in, you know, like Flight of the Valkyries or some epic flying music for when these Banelings eventually get picked up. We have a starport, actually double starport coming out from our Terran player. Not quite sure what he's going to do with these, to be quite perfectly honest. I mean, he might be going for like quad medevacs. However, at the same time, he could be going for something like, I don't know, double medevac and Raven production, which is something that I don't see a whole lot, and I think Ravens are actually a really good unit. I think they're kind of like the Infestor, where at some point Blizzard is going to have to beef them up so that, you know, people are like, hey, what is this magical spellcaster of the skies? Sort of like what people did with the Infestor. You know, as soon as Blizzard beefed that unit up, everybody was like, wait a second, let me break this down. The Infestor is good. And then it became like one of the most complained about things for 3 months. But yeah, I think that a lot of people need to start using the Raven more, because it's actually quite a good unit. If you ever watch when somebody like only, actually, is he not going to get any attachments for these starports? I don't think that's a good idea. But here they come. Okay, all right, we're just gonna follow these guys for a little while, because this is, let's see here, 8 overlords full of 4. That's 32 banelings. 32 more banelings on the way. So once this entire drop dies, he will be ready for another one. And let's see, where are these gonna? Are they gonna drop in the middle line? Nope, they're just gonna drop in the back of the base. Okay, so let's start following a baneling now. And they're just, where are they? Well, he killed 9 workers, so that's 32 banelings. That's 75 minerals a pop. Let's just round that to 30. Let's see here. He wasted around over 2,000 minerals on those banelings, and I'm probably getting this math completely wrong. So over like 2,000 minerals and 750 gas. Oh, well, I guess I can just do the gas hat straight out and say 800 gas on those banelings. And actually, I think I want to say around like 2,500, 2,400, somewhere in that ballpark. So somewhere around 2,400, 800 on all of those banelings, and they killed 9 workers, a supply depot, and a barracks. And they wounded a factory quite severely. That factory has a third of its health. It's not yet burning. It's close to burning. They actually almost killed this supply depot too. They killed the SCV that was building it, and got this supply depot down to 45. Thank God it's in construction, or it would have been burned down already. And they also, I guess, forced the Terran to play campaign. I mean, that wasn't the scariest thing ever. And you know, the push is happening right now, and I understand that that's important, and I should be paying attention to it. But honestly, here, round 2. Okay, all right. Now this is the actual important baneling drop. If he manages this okay, never mind, he's landing them all. Does he even have baneling speed? He doesn't even have baneling speed, and he's dropping them on the ground. No. Lift the banelings up. Lift the banelings up and carpet bomb. You really need them carpet bombs right now, and you don't need your banelings to run into tanks, because all of your banelings just ran into tanks, and your overlords, however scary, are not going to help you. Okay, well, that was not especially effective, and I'm shaking my arm for no reason right now, because honestly, after these banelings went off, I don't know what happened. I can't describe that, and UPfanatc left the game without a GG. So, lost all of his units in a drop, then BM'd. He was like, man, how did my banelings not kill him? Terran OP. So, anyway, guys, this has been another game brought to you by Boisterous. You can check out any other games I've commentated over at youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. You can also send in any games you want commentated, along with any, anything that you want me to specifically look at. I'll have a better form, or not like a better. I'll have a better form for you to look at and say, okay, so it's going to be like what you want me to analyze on, just like timestamps. I'd like timestamps, so just say it would be like mid-game, 9 minutes to 11 minutes, or the battle that occurred 11 minutes to 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Just something like that for whatever you want me to look at more specifically. And again, those are going to be, tiny little extra segments, probably, a minute to 2.5 minutes long, that I will release the day after. So yeah, send in any replays you want. me to commentate along with anything that you want me to analyze into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. Go check out any VODs. Go subscribe to boisteroussc2 or youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2, and there will be a Battle.net thread in the description for this video, where you can post any ideas, comments, concerns, questions, anything like that. You can go ahead and throw them in there too. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous, signing out.